Welcome back, Sportive Fitness fans. We are here.
Okay.
Yep, Sportive Fitness fans. You heard it. It's been quite a ride so far.
Yes,
5 workouts are done.
Finally.
Let's get a quick recap. 19.1 was that very open, friendly workout. We see wall balls and rowing. Hey, everyone sign up for the open, have a great time.
And we had 19.2, which was our repeat workout this year in the open. Toes to bar, double unders, and heavier cleans. If you were able to manage to get through one round, move on to the next one, a little heavier.
Then we move on to 19.3 with 2 new movements. We had the overhead lunge with just 1 dumbbell. Then we had the box step ups. Then we had the handstand push-ups and the handstand walk.
Yeah.
Greedy getting to the handstand walk, there she is. And many other athletes that made it to the handstand walk. Mike, what about 19.4?
Kind of unique workout. We had our snatch, burpees, 3 rounds. Finish that, you get a 3-minute break, and then you follow that up with some bar muscle ups and burpees.
Yeah, crush the open for me. All right, now let's dive into 19.5. That is half the reason here, Mike. We got a lot to talk about, but 19.5 is gonna be the highlight.
So 19.5, no surprise, thrusters, week 5 of the open. So we had a lot of them to do. It was 33, 27, 21, 15, 9 of thrusters and pull-ups. That's 105 thrusters and 105 chest to bar pull-ups if you got through.
Almost a week ago, my legs are still hurting me. But we're looking at the workout and we know it's gonna be a mental battle. I don't think everyone knew what they were in for.
No.
You can give warnings, but once you reach those 27s and 21s, there could be a point in your head that just says, you know what, I'm done with this.
Yeah, I think everyone at some point, whether it was early, late in the workout, you did hit that point where it was either you were gonna kind of kick it into overdrive and like be tough and keep going, or let the workout beat you down.
Friday night was our special night here, Friday Night Lights. We had 8 of our coaches take on the workout. Not really a surprise on the scoreboard with Al and Kim leading both the men and women for the rest of the weekend.
You know, they're obviously experienced athletes, so they know what they're getting themselves into. I think Al finished in 11:02 and Driscoll finished in 12:06.
Here's the 2 of them stringing all these reps together.
Yeah.
You know, and then let's get a better look at what Tim's doing and Colleen's doing.
Yeah.
You know, 1 rep at a time. Kyle, just short. Just short finishing the workout. The crowd was there for her, but that was also another way of showing like, hey, you know, this is a tight time frame. You know, I want to talk about that mental battle because people ask all the time, why do you do CrossFit? Why do you have people cheering for you? You know, you work out in front of others.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was in that mental struggle. In the 21s, I was checked out.
That was it. It was over.
Not interested.
Yep.
You know, for me to just continue to grab that bar and plug away at singles,
it just seems like it's taking forever to
so
get to that number.
You scan the room with your pain face, and there's just, you know, there's 50, 60 people here counting on you and pushing you, and that's why I kept going. I'm doing that workout with 2 or 3 people watching. I'm gonna take a seat. I might even do the very familiar hands and knee position that we saw later on in the weekend we'll get into.
So a few athletes actually dropped to their hands and knees in the middle of the workout trying to recover. It was pretty good.
So that was my experience on Friday night, and thank God everyone was here to cheer me on. But Mike, how about you? What was going on over there?
Thrusters, pull-ups, I've done them a bunch, and it was just one of those things where I was really trying to like almost overpace the start of the workout. You know, when you always reflect back on workouts, what can I do different? How can I improve my score? And you start thinking like, oh, maybe I over-rested at the beginning. Maybe that's what saved me at the end. You know, maybe that taking my foot off the gas a little bit at the beginning allowed me to finish a little bit stronger. Maybe it'll come up next year and we'll be able to see if I could go a little harder and finish a little faster.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't like Ryan though, right? I mean, Ryan's doing singles the whole time.
Yes.
And then he gets up on the bar and just does 9 butterflies in a row. It's like, I can't imagine what that would have felt like if I had that energy. I was doing all I could to just get any contact with the bar. You know, we get to the bar at the same exact time. I'm like, I might do 2 or 3. I like barely got my first rep. We get there at the same time, and now he gets 40 seconds better than me, just on a set of 9 pull-ups.
Wanted to put a show on. Yeah.
May have had a little too much energy. I couldn't walk for 6 days. The guy's back here the next day working out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sure, Mod Squad my ass. Moving on to the rest of the weekend, Mike, starting off with the scale division.
So scaled men, in 3rd place we had Adam Geisler, 2nd Caesar, and in 1st place Sam Lim, no surprises.
Yes, the honorable mention there in that category though is D Rose sliding in the 5 spot and then Radisky at 4. A grinded out workout, and then finally we see those guys sneaking to the podium. That was nice. Into the scaled women, Fernanda and Alana. Fernanda takes the 1 spot, Alana 2, and Daisy sneaks in for 3.
Daisy also had a little trouble at the start of the workout.
What happened?
She's doing her thrusters and one arm's getting up a little bit faster than the other one. Not sure what's going on. She thinks something's wrong with her shoulders. I don't know. Turns out she has the weight loaded incorrectly on the barbell with a 15-pound plate on one side, a 10-pound plate on the other side.
Congratulations, Daisy, on a great week, but also this week's disaster decision.
Oh, Daisy.
Oh, gotta get those plates right. Moving on, Mike, we're going into the advanced division.
Advanced men, in 3rd place, we had Santos. 2nd place, Jay, Poppy, and in 1st place, Willie Moe.
Willie Moe. Clap it up, y'all. Another great week for Willie. Santos in the 3rd spot. We don't see him on the podium that often. Had a great week, but overall has had a very solid open.
Whenever you're a rookie, like, we just hype up the open, but, you know, I don't think they really know what it's about, what the environment's about, the competition, all that good stuff. So came in, worked out hard, and put up some good scores.
And that brings us over to the women's advanced division. We got Jackie Schultz on the top.
No surprise.
This week, though, we have Lori, the only other female in the advanced category that did the workout RX.
Yeah, and she crushed it. Did it in the back room, and I kind of look back there, and I just see her just swinging away. Like, it wasn't just she was doing chest bar pull-ups. Like, they looked really solid.
Agreed, Mike. I went back there, I was like, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
She was going heading to the lower ribs. I was like, she might be able to do a muscle up. She's up so high. Unnecessary, Lori. I was like, save some energy. Save it. But she had a great workout. And in the 3 spot, been on top of the podium a few times, we've got Deepa Santos. Great week for Deepa Santos. And along with that, we're going to give Deepa the week 5 Rookie of the Week.
Crushed it. Crushed it.
Yes. Deepa. All-around solid open. This is one of those workouts we knew at the beginning of the open that she was going to have success with. When you need to just get into that mental grind.
When it was about engine and just about like grit, heart, just willing to suffer and go for it, we knew that she was going to do really well.
Now, Fernanda Toker, who takes the 1 spot in the scale division, and she's thinking she's winning the scaled workout over the weekend. Loses by a few seconds to Deepa, but she's right there to cheer her on, just trying to find out. Who is this Deepa girl? Let me see what she's got.
Scouting out the competition.
Even Fernanda was like, wow, Deepa's pretty, she's good.
She went for it.
So great week. Moving on, Mike, we're gonna go into the RX category. Let's start off with the men.
In 3rd place, we had Michael Smilo. In 2nd place, Jay Powner. And in 1st place, purple team, Andres.
And that's why we got him this year. Just for this one workout, Mike. He was a risky pick late in the 23rd round. Very risky at that time. We knew that he wasn't going to enter a score here or there. May not show up.
You knew
this
when
was the one.
Pull-ups came up, even thrusters, the guy squats a ton. You knew that this was going to be a good workout for him.
Bam. Puts the show on. There was some question amongst the coaching staff before the workout. Is he going to crash and crumble?
Yeah, he came out of the gates hot.
He was moving.
Doing some big sets on thrusters and on pull-ups. He jumped up, and I was like, he's not dropping off the bar. Yeah. Just kept going.
I see him in round 2, and I'm like, he's tired. I was like, this is going to go downhill fast. Yeah. And he just hung in there. Besides the good butterflies that he has, the conditioning and the pushing that workout. Awesome job. Great week for Andres, finally getting that 1st place spot. But number 2, the big fella Powner.
So Powner went in the same heat as Andres, and like, you know, Andres really good at pull-ups, and they're going back and forth the entire workout. At the end, Andres got him when that last set of pull-ups, was able to just pull away a little bit. But Powner finished in 17 minutes, 17 plus, and it was one of those scores, when he put it up, I was like, wow, that was a pretty good score. And then as the weekend went on and more people did the workout and more people entered their score, I was like, no, that was a really good score.
Yeah. Fantastic job for the big fella. And 3 spot, another great workout for Smilo here. Now, Smilo, you might expect the mistake that maybe Jeremy made. Maybe a little over game planning. Smilo comes in, you know, puts his head down, and he's ready to run through walls.
Which he normally will. It's just a matter of maybe controlling that tempo a little bit at the top, because he has a tendency to come out hot. He was controlled and was able to finish the workout, put up a great score.
Great week. But all 3 of those guys beat me, no doubt. In the women's RX, we got Alyssa, then Greedy takes the 2 spot this week. Yvette in 3. Only 5 women at max ability finished the workout RX. And the last 2, G-Buck and Jen Seidel. Could we clap it up for G-Buck and Jen
unbelievable.
Seidel? Wow. Really impressive.
G-Buck, again, just week after week, is just that athlete that kind of like flies under the radar. Agreed. And she just puts in these performances. And I remember a couple years ago, she did like the thruster burpee workout and put up one of the best scores in the gym, and everyone was like, what's happening? I was like, this is just what she does. She just goes about her business quietly and ends up crushing workouts.
Well said, Mike. That's exactly what I was thinking is a flashback to that thruster workout. When it's just a lightweight and it's just grind through some thrusters, I knew that she was going to do well. She can kip well, but can she get up to the chest of bar every time?
105 times.
She did. Jen Seidel, again, was the chest of bar pull-up going to reach a point? Maybe she was going to have to switch a grip. No, she really just kept on plugging away, and the crowd drew to it. What a nice finish for the Open for Jen Seidel.
Snuck in just under the buzzer. It was great.
In closing, Mike, 19.5, as you mentioned earlier, a classic pull-up thruster, but man, they upped those reps a little bit. Some soreness has, ran through all over the world. Yeah. All over the world, people are talking about it. This is probably going to come back next year. This is going to be the one, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they repeated it in our, 6 months from now in the next Open. Even if it doesn't, you could expect thrusters in some sort of like high volume on week 5.
People on these slightly higher volume workouts have to push hard to expose themselves to volume with intensity. Just because there's so many reps, you can't just be putting your hands on your knees and grabbing the water bottle, checking your cell phone. Like that. 100%. Yeah, it is a lot of reps, but can you push it on those workouts? Game changer.
Yeah, you can't be mentally tough for one workout a year. That's something that takes development just like anything else. So getting tough during the training season so that you can be tough during the Open is huge.
Train with Deepa. All right, Mike, we got to jump into our second portion of the show. We got to talk about the teams. Now, week after week, we haven't been able to talk about it because not all the points are accumulated. The world wants the Lynch and Lanny show out.
And
we got to give them what they need.
Yep.
Right?
Gotcha.
So here we are. We've got all our points accumulated, and there is a bit of a surprise. Week after week, we see some shifts.
Yes.
There was a surprise. I thought black was going to be the clear winner by week 3. They had a nice jump. Navy, way out of it, not included. But no, both those things change. Here we are. In first place at Max Ability is going to be Team Red.
Yes,
Really a well-rounded win, Mike. Besides poor leadership on your team from the coaches, the team spirit really jumped up after week 1.
I think that purple team kind of set the bar week 1. They had the balloons, stuff like that. They kicked it off. And then Haley and Jackie really took control of the team from the team spirit standpoint, and they were not going to get beat.
Those two really stepped it up.
Yeah.
Your team really had some week after week performers.
The scaled, the advanced division, we had Sam Lim and Fernanda holding on the scaled, and they just crushed it like week after week. The last week, Sam Lim walks in, right? And he's like, hey, Lanny, I brought my kids. And I was like, that doesn't count for bringing a friend. And he's like, why not? Sash pokes her head out of the window. She's like, that doesn't count. And Sam goes, all right, I'll just be on the podium again. And just walks into the back room.
The confidence.
I was like, okay.
You got your rookie of the week 5, Deepa. And then Haley and Jackie, not only did they step it up on team spirit, Mike, they stepped it up on performance.
Yeah, Jackie in the advanced division, she took first place in 4 out of the 5 weeks.
Right.
Even when she wasn't there, she was always at the top. This may be the last time she's in the advanced division.
Welcome to the RX division. Welcome.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out next Open.
Good. Jackie Schultz goes from being 21st last year in the women's overall, including coaches, and this year jumps up to 13th. Now, Haley, on the other hand, she was 22 last year, had an off year because of the mod squad. Here's an athlete that was going through a tough patch this year, has handled some of the issues and was able to do the workouts. And then she goes from 22 to 11th place in the Open.
Yeah,
what a jump on both those two athletes.
Really good. Haley, just being smart with training, doing the things she was capable of doing, scaling back the things she wasn't, and gave herself a little bit of time, which is sometimes what you need, and then, again, performed great in the Open.
Besides trying to draft the whole Jew crew, then you tried to draft all the old people.
I did.
So you got the top 3 over 50 plus. You got Fernanda, and then the boys.
You had Willie and JB. And they were my first 2 picks in the draft. I had a little back-to-back action. I was like, Willie, JB. JB this year, he's in the 55 plus. He gets the benefit of some scale downs. Some
slow start on the scale downs. Got a little nervous, but as the weeks went on and those high-skilled gymnastics come in, he was able to show off some of the pull-ups, the toes to bar, and et cetera.
Exactly. Our over 50 division on Team Red really crushed it.
Really crushed it. I looked at your team and I said, you know,
Yikes.
that's unfortunate for him. And I think your team did too. They're like, I don't know what Lanny was thinking.
Yeah.
And they quote, I mean, multiple people said that. I don't know what Lanny was thinking when he picked me and everyone else on our team. We will be hanging a banner with the red team's names right up on that wall, guys.
Yeah.
Now, what was interesting as I'm looking at the points, you were first overall on the podium, and then you were second on participation. Both things, you're up there. So, Mike, after 5 weeks with 580 points, only 24 points behind you, we had the black team at 556 points. And just another 24 points after that is the purple team, and 28 points after that is Navy, and only 7 points in last place is the gray team.
Yeah.
Now, some of the other interesting points here is that participation versus podium. You know, Navy actually was second in the gym on podium points.
Yeah, they were one of those teams that, like, after week 1 were way back. May and Kim, they drafted all the little people. That first workout, rowing and wall balls, wasn't kind to them. But then they just kind of like made that hard charge, especially as the weeks went on, and were actually able to dig themselves out of that hole, get ahead of gray.
Yeah, now purple, sitting at third place on podium points, gets the worst participation points. Mike, really disappointed. So we really struggled with the participation points because we were down so many athletes.
Yeah.
5 or 6 each week, that really hurts you. But the #1 overall participation was the black team. Al really pushing his squad to make sure they get the judging in. Hey, social media, put it up there.
One might say bullied them.
Yeah, he strong-armed them, no doubt. But that's what you got to do to get things done around here.
Yep.
So we appreciate it. Appreciate it, Al. Great effort. Was there another coach on that team?
Co-captained by Derek Sharkey, I believe.
The Shark. Maybe he was running, I think he was running a marathon.
Yeah.
For 5 weeks.
For 5 weeks straight.
Mike, let's get into some of your thoughts on the big improvements that we saw from last year's rankings in both the men's and women's.
A couple names kind of jumped to mind. Started off, I'll talk about Ian Borg.
A full-time nooner, grinding out every day. It's a competitive class. A guy who's under the radar on the whiteboard, but overall, he gets a few spots jump from last year, 20 to 14, but just had a smooth, all-around great open.
Yeah, I think he surprised himself a little bit. Going into the last week, we're looking at the leaderboard where he is compared to Gilbert. Is he going to beat Gilbert? Is he going to beat Pavel? There's a lot of trash talking in that noon class. Ended up walking away with the victory in week 5 and overall in the open over both
I'm going to go right next to you with that one. I'm going to go Brian Vallone.
Yeah.
Brian Vallone comes out hot week 1, then week 2 again, and then we still see him hanging around there towards the top of the leaderboard. Just a fantastic open for Brian Vallone. His knee was banged up for a long time at the beginning of the year, or longer than that. He says, you know what, I got to get to work on it. Performed very well. He had a great open. He goes from last year 17th place to 11th place. So that's a 6th place jump on top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
Those places are hard to get.
Another person, obviously, just again, week after week, was Powner. What can you say?
He is the uplifting moments of the Open here at Max Ability. I mean, really just tremendous. He let us know early. He's like, I lost 40 pounds.
40 pounds since last year's Open.
Since last year's Open. Then the scores just start showing it, and everyone's like, oh, wow, you really did.
Aside from week 2, where we had that little clean debacle, week 1, he sets the top score in the gym, rowing and wall balls. Week 3, he gets strict handstand push-ups, first time like in a workout and an Open. Week 4, he's doing bar muscle-ups. And week 5, he crushes that last workout in 17 minutes.
Yeah, Mike, so from last year, he's in 18th place in the men, and he jumps all the way up to the 9 spot, top 10.
Yeah,
fantastic Open for it.
He told me the other day in the back room that his world finish in the Open, he improved 40,000 spots. That's not an exaggeration. He's like, I improved 40,000 spots in the world.
Oh my gosh. And this is a guy, you could say one of our first clients ever. Because I trained him as a kid, as a high school kid, like maybe a freshman, So he's been in the mix for a long time. There is room for that improvement. And it's got to be, he's got to be the picture of this year's Open. Because
100%.
It's got to say to people, hey, yes, I can still get a lot better.
Yeah.
And damn, if my nutrition, if I really stepped it up in our nutrition. And, we spoke about it years ago. Let's go to a clip here from our first year doing it. There's Powner. Let's talk about it.
He's a few decisions away from really taking his game to the next level, I would say.
I'd say 2 to 3 decisions, Mike.
Competitor training?
Competitor training being one. Maybe just quitting his job entirely and going full-time CrossFit. He is on his way to being one of the top athletes, if not the top athlete at Max Ability. Right, and then over to the female side, I'm gonna bounce over there for a second. I'm gonna go with a real standout. We knew she was gonna grow over the course of a year, and that's gonna be last year's Rookie of the Year, Gabatron.
Kind of like calling your shot, you know, we saw this last year that she was going to do really well. Was she in the RX division?
She's in the RX division.
She's
8th in the gym.
Yeah, 8th in the gym.
She went from 20th in the gym last year to 8th in the gym.
Yeah. I think last year ended up scaling a lot of workouts, and then this year, RX most of them. Didn't just RX them, like you said, she was 8th in the gym. She RX'd them and performed at them. 19.5, she was 1 rep away from joining those 5 athletes to finish the workout. She was right there.
A no rep late in the workout. We talk about power and nutrition. You know, she has that engine because she does do a lot of running. She came in as an endurance athlete who was also strong, and we're gonna see her grow. Now, she doesn't have far to go in our gym. She's at 8, so it's gonna be tough to plug away at a few spots, but we're gonna see her in the mix. You know, I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna say she's gonna be top 5 come October.
Top 5?
Top 5 in October. That's right. You heard it here, folks. Gabatron goes 20 to 8.
We'll save this clip.
All right,
we'll save this clip.
One more guy that I want to mention, not a fan favorite.
No.
Not a fan favorite.
We don't want to mention him too much.
This guy, he shows up every day.
He really does.
Might stick around for another hour after class, and the news is in, he's going to join Compwad, folks.
Yes.
Josh. Josh jumps from 27th in the gym last year to 14th.
Yeah.
That's cutting years in half. Bam, right up to the 14th spot.
Definitely our biggest improvement. Last year, really struggled with that handstand push-up standard. This year, removed that line, and he was able to get a lot more reps, so that definitely helped his score out. But just overall, you know, you're not gonna cut your score in half from one workout. He's performing week after week, getting a little bit better, a little bit better.
So Josh has one bad workout. Week 1, gets 33rd in the gym. You know, you could put your head down and kind of mope around for the next 4 weeks because you're disappointed. It could be the comeback kid. You know, has a great finish, a nice final 4 weeks. Where we're gonna put him at for next year. His CrossFit career here is only short. He started to narrow some things down. He started to get movements and just start chipping away, and I'm able to do this. I can, you know, his movements are getting cleaner, but he's a guy like Kevin Camillo, his movements aren't that great. If he tightens up his overhead mobility and he keeps on developing his strength and puts in this little extra time, I'm gonna see a top 10 finisher come October.
Yeah, and that'll be really challenging. You know, those top 10 spots, they're kind of like hard to come by. You know, as you climb up the leaderboard, it gets harder and harder to kind of jump people because you really need to be consistent in all your movements.
Could be a figure skater. You just maybe take out somebody's leg.
Yeah, that's another option.
I don't know if we want to give Josh that idea because I know he's hungry for it. Mike, something I want to talk about doesn't come up in the past is this rookie group is a very strong rookie class. You know, we have Stephen Murphy in the RX. We got his chick who is going to be this year's Rookie of the Year. Goes to Lori.
Rookie of the Open. Yes.
Rookie of the Open, Lori. Had a tough week there, went RX 1 week. That really bumped her down when she wasn't able to enter that RX score. In week 5, she had some trouble entering her score, winds up getting the email out to CrossFit. I forced her into that advanced group because I know she's got some ability, but then she went and performed as well.
Didn't just stick with the scaled workouts, kind of bouncing back and forth a little bit. And she is one of those athletes that like really is a rookie. Hasn't been here for too long, maybe a little wad picking here and there. Hopefully through this open, especially, you know, maybe some disappointments with that handstand push-ups, stoke the fire, a little bit more motivation.
You're saying it right there, Mike. You know, this is one of those athletes where the open brings it out. You know, she is a competitor.
100%.
You know, she is athletic. She's not 100%. Took her a long time to come into the gym. The word is at home, she's like looking into videos and learning more about the sport. There's gonna be some big things coming around October for the young rookie, Lori.
I could see her making one of those big jumps we were talking about earlier in the overall leaderboard.
So Lori takes the rookie of the year. I just feel like that group, you know, we're at like 20 rookies. Hopefully we just get them to stick around and could see a big difference.
Definitely. There were a lot of rookies, not just like rookies to the Open, but just rookies to CrossFit in general who were like pretty unmolded pieces of clay.
Raw.
you know, they start working on their skills, they get a little bit stronger, you could see huge improvements in a short amount of time, so.
You know, start talking about that top of our leaderboard. People that we kind of skim over each week because you're always talking about the same ones, but, you know, well-deserved. Yeah. You know, you have your team of Kim and Alyssa, yourself and Al, but amongst the ladies, in the gym points, Kim takes the lead, but not what we see on the New Jersey or in the worldwide leaderboard. Alyssa takes her.
Yeah, got her. That first workout, Alyssa really crushed, and that was something that Driscoll struggled with. Basically her nightmare workout of rowing and wall balls. Alyssa was just able to gain like a lot of placings in a worldwide setting over Driscoll and ended up holding on to a better finish overall.
Alyssa also, besides taking out Kim, takes out her mans.
Yes, which is just must be so sweet.
On the New Jersey leaderboard, we have Alyssa at 16, Driscoll at 21, Al at 11. But then once we go to, in the United States, we have Alyssa at 573, Al at 616, just behind, and then Driscoll at 823. Did you get in the top 10,000? Did you make the 10?
Not sure about that. Not sure.
Guys, in closing, this year was a success. I think as a coaching staff, we were a little nervous about how much work was going to go into it, and is everyone going to like it? Is it going to work out well? We want to try something different. And I thought it just overall crushed it, and it was because of the members. The members really just grabbing it there with, you know, the team spirit and, you know, hanging around, judging people, everyone wearing the different colored shirts.
Yeah, I think it took a couple weeks. You know, the first week, you know, we're feeling it out. You know, you got a couple balloons here, there, whatever. Week after week, it was just like trying to one-up each other, and we just kept getting crazier and crazier. And I think that like the community as a whole kind of bought into it, and it was great to see.
The energy overall for me is just, the cheering is, it's always good in the open. Once we got the team thing going, I think more people were into, you know, oh, the red team's over here, the gray team, we got these head-to-head battles. I think it shows in the scores, really. I think everyone just kind of ramped it up this year. So we have a short season. We'll be back here in October.
You know, I think when the Open is a year away and you're coming off the Open and you have these goals, it just seems like so far away. Now it's 6 months away. You should really like reflect on how you did in the Open, things you need to improve on, things you did well, and you could set those more like short-term goals in order to excel in 6 months. You know, it's easy to stay focused when the goal is so close.
Mike, you said it. You said it. Nice job. A decent show from you.
Thanks.
You know?
Thanks.
This is why we held on to you this season. You had a good season. Yeah, a couple things you said in there. But no, you hit the points right. Here we go, 6 months. Guys, let's stay at it. Let's get after it. Pick your goals, right? Know your weaknesses. Let's do it. And we'll see you here in a few months at the Lynch and Lanny Show.
Yeah. See ya.